Live now.
Ooh, we are going live. I see it, Carol.
Woo-hoo.
You did it. What time is it?
It
9
is
o'clock on the dot.
9 of the clock.
All right, Facebook people. We're going to be doing our watch parties now. I'm Wild Joe. Welcome to Dive Bar Comedy, episode 118. And we are going to be all watching together on our watch parties in just a second. So here is our theme song by the late and great GT, all about going out to the bars and doing comedy, which is what we all wish we were doing right now.
I wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy. At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. Uncensored. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty bag nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that
Did it?
watch party thing is a challenge. I can't even find it on my computer anymore. But I hope you guys were able to do it. How many comics do we have? We have 8 comics. How many of you guys were able to start your watch parties?
I was
Nobody?
very successful.
Brian
Oh,
did it. Brian,
I
shared it
shared
to
it on
mine.
like 20 pages.
I shared it. I was able to share it. But
Yeah, I
this
shared
watch
it.
party option, I couldn't find. It looks like
Oh, I never did that.
it looks like a box of popcorn, like movie theater popcorn. And I can't find it anymore. Facebook keeps changing.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right. Well, hopefully people will find our feed. In the meantime, let's get to our comics. Who do we have in the house? We have the lovely, ever-present Carol Newell, working hard every week and every night because she's always doing shows. How's your schedule like, Carol?
Wednesday, we have an open mic at Roomy Cafe now at 7 o'clock. That's in Studio City on Ventura Boulevard. Thursday, Griffith Park. Friday, I'm off. Saturday, 2 shows, one at Pan Pacific and then one at Fry's in Burbank. And then Sunday night, we have the Zoom show. So the world's best laugh.
And you
that's
said
all.
there were going to be some journalists on your Zoom show. You had some press
Yeah.
coming.
Time Magazine sat in on my Zoom show
How?
Sunday.
How'd that happen?
Oh, I gave out the code. We had an actual live audience, and it was quite interesting. Mm-hmm. We had people building IKEA furniture in the background, watching TV.
Really?
Wow.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
What
so that
kind
was
of
fun.
furniture were they building? Was it like a desk?
I
or a
don't think they were literally doing that. It just sounded like that's what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I was
there's
like,
all
what would you
crinkling
build?
and hammering. I don't know what the hell. So
Wow.
yeah, but it was fun. It was interesting. It
exciting.
was different. Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Yep.
Neat.
I had more people than could fit on the screen for a change. So yeah.
Ah, all right.
Mhm.
You'll have to flip screens from one screen to the next screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was fun.
interesting.
Well, actually, there's a setting where you can have more people on. So I put it at
Really?
maximum 49 people. So
Oh my gosh.
everybody would fit.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
didn't either. I discovered that on Sunday. Because I was like, I'm
Nice.
not going to be flipping back and forth between people. No. So,
Yeah, that makes it hard. I do this show on my phone, on my iPhone, and it shows 4 people. So I'm always flipping around from
Yeah.
one person to the next. But I don't know. I have screaming. Sorry if you guys see a creepy baby hand. It's because I have a creepy baby on me right now. So
Hey. And then
Yeah.
Saturday we had carpool comedy. We did that. That was our live show, our monthly show, and that was a lot of fun too. We had great comedians and we had a pretty good audience. So I was happy with that too. Mhm.
I did a live show in a parking
you?
lot on Thursday at the Ren Theater with my friend Judy Chinchato. She changed her name. She just goes by Judy C now, but she was on the wall at the Comedy Store, and then she started speaking out against some of the sexual predators at the Comedy Store, and now she's basically banned. I don't know if they erased her off the wall, but it was maybe not a popular move. But anyway, she had a fun show, and we had D-Bev there. If anybody knows him, he did a bunch of shows with the A to Z comedy tour, which I was on for a while. That was with Daryl Gregg, and he brought a lady friend with him who got drunk and was heckling from the front row her own boyfriend. She was talking loudly on the phone in the very front row, like she didn't have a clue as to why that was rude. She was like, so anyway, like just going on. And then and she happens to be black, but then when I laughed and stuff, she's like, this white bitch cackling, so she started getting racist at me. And
Really?
then yeah, and then D-Bev had to take her home. But so it was exciting in that respect. And also then our last comic went up, and all of a sudden I looked, it's at the corner of Melrose and Vine. She got interrupted by like 300 or more people on bicycles, like BMX, like a lot of neon bicycles, all just going one after the next, just like 1,000, I don't know how many bicycles. It went on for so long. And some of them were lit up. So a lot of people were popping wheelies. There was one guy standing on the seat of his bicycle and steering with his hands. A couple had their feet up on the handlebars while they were riding. So some kind of like trick rider, seemed like teenager bike club drove by, and I looked on Nextdoor or wherever. I couldn't find any info. So that was a sight I've never seen in my life. And it was kind of distracting for the person that was on stage to have to compete with the bicycle parade. But we did it. It was fun. It's always fun seeing people in real life. But anyway, let's get to our comics this week. Okay, I see Vic Milberg.
Right
Hi,
here.
Vic, first time on our show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
So
to be here.
how'd you end up on, you wrote to me on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I did. I knew somebody and he was on your show, and I'm like, why not?
Oh yeah,
Why
you do
not?
French
Accent,
accent.
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
He doesn't have a French accent.
You sound like you might have an accent from somewhere. Where
I
are you
have
from?
an accent, yes, but it's not French. I grew up in Ukraine,
Okay.
and this is exactly what we look like when we're fully grown.
Okay. Okay.
So,
A natural blonde. That's rare.
blonde,
Yeah, you're like a natural blonde.
it's beautiful, right? It's
I like
California
it. I
blonde.
hardly ever see that. Yeah.
California blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
you're a Ukrainian blonde.
Yeah,
So,
Ukrainian blonde, but I have California dreaming.
nice. Nice. Well, that's exciting. Well, I'm happy to have you on our show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Have you been out performing in LA lately?
Yeah, I just went to the north of Massachusetts on the border with New Hampshire. It was so
so you're
exciting.
in New York.
Huh?
You're on the East Coast now.
Yeah.
he's in Boston.
I'm in Boston, but last year
Okay.
I was in LA. So this pandemic screwed up everything.
Oh,
Now I'm surrounded by bears and wolves, and because they're safer than people.
well, I
Hmm.
hope they don't catch it, because I heard some stories about tigers and dogs and other animals catching COVID. So hopefully it doesn't spread to the bears.
Yeah, but I'm planning my quantum leap to the West Coast.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're joining us on the West Coast. Most of us are all in LA. So this is kind of like being in a quantum visit to LA. So have fun. All right.
Thank you.
Brian Wool, you look
What's
good.
going on, Joe? Good to see
You're
you.
back. Yeah. Yeah. I like your
to be
bar
back.
background. I always like
Oh,
your hair.
hey, thanks. Doing what I can. It's a little wackier today, but that's all right. I tried to get a good mug for.
I like your, what
for
is that called? A beer stein?
Yeah, a little nice little. Well, the Stein I think has the top, but
Okay.
this is just a classic mug. It's like my little
Nice.
Cheers mug, and so I felt like I wanted to join the dive bar aesthetic.
Oh yeah. That's even nicer.
I miss being in bars.
That would be a nice bar to have those mugs. That's a nice mug. I like it.
It feels good. I think it's part of the thing that feels good is that it's heavy. It's
Uh-huh.
like a weighted blanket, but it's a mug.
Ooh.
It's like if my mug is heavy enough, I feel less anxious.
So what have you been up to? Anything
What I've
new,
been up to?
exciting, or different?
Man, I did for Halloween. I actually did a silent disco. Have any of you guys done that?
A silent disco?
Yeah.
I think I've heard of that.
That was
I
your
was to one of those
costume, or that
before.
was your event, or what?
Yeah. So my buddies got together and they got like 40 pairs of headphones, and you could connect via Bluetooth with the headphones, and we danced on Venice Beach as the sun went down, and we were all distant.
Somebody's echoing because they're playing the show back through a second device. I hear echoes. Okay.
That was my fault. I apologize.
All right.
I'm new to this whole pandemic thing. I just started quarantining yesterday.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome
Okay.
to the pandemic.
But yeah, it was a dope
Thank
way to hang out with a bunch of people while still being distanced. We had a good time. It was real fun.
That sounds fun. Yeah. I can imagine doing that. If not at Venice Beach, I can imagine doing it from the safety of your own home. Even you could all just put on a playlist and
Definitely.
dance together. Have a Zoom dance party. But
Yeah.
that sounds really fun. Awesome. All right, Brian. I am getting bit right now. Ow. Okay.
No.
Let's move on. Oh no. Oh no. I just lost a nipple, but I have two. Okay.
You don't hear
Joanne
that every day.
Socrates. Joanne, I've been wanting to have you on my show since I saw you at the Lexington a couple times, and you always leave immediately after your set. And I never get to see you. And you're also surrounded. You're always surrounded by fans or friends. I don't know, but you always have a crowd around you.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
amazing.
like, oh, I
I
gotta
didn't-
talk to that lady that was on stage, and then I look and you're like surrounded by like fans every time.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, that sounds like amazing, more than what I remember. But fans and good comedy. I mean, thank you for
Yeah.
having me here.
Yeah. You're very funny. How long have you been doing stand-up?
Stand up, I did a little bit in Chicago like 2 years ago, and then I started doing some more last year. And
Really?
then, yeah, this year was kind of a lot of writing, but
Oh, so you're fairly new to it.
fairly new. Yep.
Well, I wouldn't
I've
guess
been
it.
doing, like comedic acting since like 2001, but stand up per se, yeah, I'm pretty new to that. I think I was pretty much terrified of the whole ordeal, so I avoided it. But you know, life is about conquering your fears, isn't it?
So now do you still get stage fright, or how do you feel when you're up there now?
I mean, I feel like excited, you know, because it's like, you know, when you go on a roller coaster and you're like so scared, but like you're kind of excited and you don't know. And then after it's over, you're like, I want to do it again. It's kind of like that.
Oh, fun.
But yeah, it's fun. It's like, it's so much fun. So I'm having such a great time. And yeah, does stage fright ever go away for anyone?
I don't know. I don't really, I used to get stage fright. I had a band and I would always get stage fright mainly about talking in between songs. I was more nervous to talk than I was to sing because I had no idea what to say. And then,
Oh.
yeah, now I feel like I could be good at that talking part because I've practiced so much since then with stand up. But at the time, it was really hard to have to talk. But
Yeah, I did a
Yeah.
bodybuilding competition. So I figured if I could get on stage in a, half naked, then I could probably like talk with some clothes on.
yeah, you can do it. I don't really get much stage fright anymore because you're right. It is fun and it's exciting. So
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you could make it. It's going to be fun to hear your set tonight.
Thanks.
Mm.
All right. Adam Yenzer.
How's it going?
Good. How'd you end up here? Have you been on the show before?
No, I never did it before. You messaged me on Facebook a few weeks ago. I think you were doing an election night one, but I had another show that
I was
night.
looking for politically leaning comics.
Having my teeth.
Oh, wow.
I'm not enjoying this virtual background thing. I'm never.
It's going in your mouth. I've never had that happen.
The lighting's
You
weird.
got a bar in your mouth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah. So I wasn't free on election night, but yeah, I came for this show tonight.
Cool. So are you a political comic or is that one of the things you talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I do some. I always do some politics in my set. I'm one of the only conservative Trump supporting comics, so I don't get I'm the one on the other side of the political spectrum from a lot of the comics.
So are you waiting for the recount?
No,
things?
I'm not. I doubt that a recount's going to overturn anything. I know people that are like real into that, but no, I think the media is more to blame for Biden winning than any voter irregularities or.
Maybe. But I also think the media was to blame for Trump winning in the first place because they really, they get excited over every single thing he says and they give him so much publicity that it was almost impossible for him to lose.
They are addicted. They are addicted to Trump. They love him.
They love it.
I mean,
He's like the Paris Hilton
they love
of
to
our
hate
day.
him.
Huh?
They love to hate him. They can't stop talking about him.
Yeah, they love him. They love
Yeah.
him. It's like, remember.
But I was actually on election night, I was actually doing stand-up at Eric Early, who was running against Adam Schiff. I mean, he lost by a lot, but he was running against Adam Schiff. So I was doing stand-up at his election night event.
Oh, neat. I bet they love you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
nice.
It's weird doing it was an outdoor stand-up show. You know, they're a little weird, you know, doing shows outdoors.
Nice. Well, great. Well, I'm happy to have you on. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So let's see. We got a couple more comics. Ben Rosen, back again, always in an empty bar to symbolize your isolation and true quarantining nature, right, Ben?
Yes, all you people copied me. I was supposed to be the only person in the bar by myself.
But
that's why I picked it, because it was empty in the background.
You have a fiance that you're always talking about. How have you guys been doing, Ben?
We're good. You know, it's fun every 2 weeks when it's like, so we're gonna get married. When's it gonna be? You know, we're gonna have to like have hand sanitizing stations everywhere. Is true love dead? So it's always a fun gamble. You know, when I said when you marry me, I never thought that it was going to turn into apocalypse pandemic.
Nobody expected it. So are you going to try to wait until a vaccine comes out before you get married, or are you going to just elope and then do a big wedding one day in the future, or what's your idea?
We're currently waiting on our third wedding date, and if we can't do the third one, then we're just not going to do a wedding. We'll just get married and get on with our lives. Because the clock's ticking. We can't keep pussyfooting around just because, you know, we don't know if we're going to die from walking outside to check the mail.
Well, I like that term, pussyfooting. That's such an innocent word.
Yeah, I heard Dr.
Fauci
Fauci say it once, and I've been using it ever since. So
I love it. All right, Ben. Well, I'm happy to have you back, and hopefully you'll one day get married. There are some like courthouses that are beautiful. You could do like just you, her, and like one or two people, and still have a beautiful wedding, and a very easy wedding too.
that's true.
So,
It's if only we all had the exact same preferences. But between my preferences, her preferences, and my parents and her parents,
I
there's
see.
a lot of balls in the air, and I'm not quite that good at ball juggling. So
All this pussyfooting, ball juggling. I love how you take everything and make it so clean, you know? So I love
that's
that.
why they pay me the big bucks. I'm
Be a
flexible.
clean, you're a clean comic. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Well, thanks for coming on. I think we're down to our very last comic and then our special MC. So Kelly Lee Williams, you are too zen for a bar. You're doing your yoga.
No,
instead.
actually, I just completely forgot how to use Zoom, so I don't have the dive bar comedy background, but I do have
Aw.
this on my wall because I don't drink. I'm mostly a weed smoker, so this is my hookah bar, and this is
That's
how
pretty
I
cool.
roll. Yeah.
You know about the chakras and all that stuff?
Yeah. I know that these are chakras. I don't know anything else. I
Well,
know that
I'll tell you.
they're pretty.
I can teach you a little bit. They start at the bottom and work their way up. So the lowest chakra is number 1. And then the second one is number 2. So it's like asshole, genitals, it goes in order. And then belly button, heart, whatever. So I have a dirty song called Yoga Position 69. And I say, I put something on your chakra 2. That basically means your dick. So
You thought I was dirty.
yeah, but I say it in a clean way. That's the trick, is to say something dirty, but to make it so clean that you could play it for children and nobody would even know it's dirty.
Why the hell are we doing that? It's 9 o'clock and we're on Facebook Live. Who's got
be
kids
clean.
up?
I
Well,
don't know. It's just more of a challenge. I like it. I like innuendo. Innuendo is more attractive than just bluntly saying like the filthiest thing, So
Oh, okay. I'm clean anyway, but I'm just like, who's really trying? The dive bar. Who's being clean in the dive bar? What is the point? What is going
probably
on?
probably a lot of different pickup lines and all kinds of styles going on in dive bars. Don't diss dive bars. But
Who said I was dissing? I just said it doesn't seem congruent. That's all.
all right. Well, you're doing yoga in a dive bar. That doesn't seem congruent either, but
Hookah,
I like it.
hookah. I'm doing weed. This is weed.
Okay. Corrected. I stand corrected.
Right.
All right. Kelly Lee Williams, how'd you end up on the show?
Carol told me about you, and I said,
Oh.
she said, go contact you, and I said, sure. And she said, and here I am going to do some things on Tuesday. So I haven't been able to do anything on Tuesday except Circle Jerks and Big Bang Theory. So I wanted to do something else.
Oh, no, I like Tuesdays too. It's a nice off night. And a lot of people are staying home so they can do the show, they can watch. People are supposed to be home anyway, although you wouldn't guess it by the traffic in LA. So yeah, like they're all doing their essential things, like millions of people all the time. But anyway, all right. Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. Kenny Lyon just joined my room. I don't know. Was he supposed to be on the show? He might be on the wrong place, but maybe that's next week. Anyway, let's get to our host with the most, our MC, Mr. C. Mr. C, I've been working on a rap.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some bars?
Yeah, listen to this. Are the babies a blessing or are they a curse? I wipe so much ass, I can be a registered nurse. I'm putting hospital pleats in my dinosaur sheets. Yeah, that's how far I've gotten so far.
Bars. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you start off the Dive Bar Comedy Show right there. Round of applause for Wild Joe and all the comedians.
Thank you.
You ready for the Dive Bar Comedy Show?
All right.
That's right. I'm Mr. C, the Enforcer, aka Poppy Carlo. I'm also a Skip Bags representative, always doing my thing out here for the people. And I'm also running for president, Carl Anthony for president 2024. Don't let this video throw you off. I'm actually a sane man. Well, sometimes.
So
you gotta be kind of crazy to run for president. So that's how it works. So are you guys ready for the Dive Bar Comedy Show? Can I get yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So my first comedian coming to the stage, he gonna throw it down. He's one of our classic veterans. I always reference his name to the speaker game, but he's also a cool daddy, smooth as ever. And he even does silent parties. This man can dance without hearing the music bang up against his body. He probably don't need no drugs either. Like, well, not like me because I'm running for president, but like other people that are not me. So, are you guys ready for this man come to the stage?
Woo!
All right,
Yeah.
we got the BW. We're going to say, can I get a clap, 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 clap for Brian? Whoa.
Clap, clap.
Woo. Hey, you guys. Hey, new friends. I'm Brian. You know, COVID's been going on. I've been home a lot, so I got a bunch of the streaming services. Right now, I am at Netflix, Amazon Prime, Stars, Disney Plus, Apple TV, HBO Max, Hulu, Showtime, and WWE Network because real sports aren't as fun right now anyway. Hulu, the thing about Hulu is their interface was designed in the early aughts. So my best advice, if you're gonna go with Hulu, is to either know what you want or just surrender to the Hulu. Let the Hulu take you from Supermarket Sweep to No Reservations with Anthony Bourdain to Tiny Toon Adventures. You know, if you look at your viewing history, you can see, well, if you look at my viewing history, you can see I have food issues and I want out of this place. If you look at your own, you can see how sick you are. Now, I have different personas on different platforms. I realize that I don't watch things the same way. I lean harder into the animation on Disney, and on my Showtime viewing, it's only documentaries. Like Showtime's algorithm thinks I'm a lonely college professor, while HBO knows I'm an out-of-work comedian watching stand-up and cartoons all day and night. Netflix thinks I have taste. I watch the critically acclaimed section on Netflix because they have actually good things, while Hulu thinks I'm a trash bag person watching game shows, food shows, and whatever shit they shovel me because I surrendered to the Hulu. I love Supermarket Sweep. It's a game that makes something it makes a game out of something that we all have to do. Like, I want a game show that makes cleaning fun. And I think I would call it hurried housekeeping, where teams have to clean up a house under various states of dirt and duress for cash and prizes. Like, it'd be like, Charlotte's parents will be home in 10 minutes. Blue team, you need to clean up as much of Charlotte's party as possible before her parents get home if you want to make it to the final cleanse. And like, I'm all for showcasing like various styles of cleaning. Like, there could be like the grandma team who only cleans with vodka and club soda versus like the frat boys who are used to cleaning up puke on the daily versus moms who are used to cleaning up puke on the daily. And I feel like this is a solid show. The grand prize is cash and plus an all expenses paid stay at a resort where they don't have to clean anything. Now, on a smaller platform, my spin-off shows would be Room Rearrangers and Closet Organization Annihilation. The COVID's been interesting because it's made all my guy friends better at talking about their feelings. All of them have done some sort of self-improvement thing over COVID, whether it's like just trying to listen better or even just trying to learn how to cook or serve humanity in some way. Like, when this thing is over, ladies can tell whether or not dudes are a fucking waste of time. Because if they have not learned one skill, one talent whatsoever through COVID, you can drop that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now, frontline workers are excluded. We all know our friends in the grocery and medical trades are going to be a little fucked up after this. So let's just, kind of give them a pass. I think those people can get a pass. We're going to treat those people like we treated Vietnam vets for a long time. We got to take care of them. We got to take care of the grocery workers and the frontline workers. And before I finish, I have to, I can't let this pass. News came out about a month ago that Donald Trump is hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. And I don't want this to get lost in the shuffle. So here's some jokes about how broke Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is so broke, he borrows Putin's Netflix password. Donald Trump is so broke, his favorite food is on the McDonald's dollar menu. His dollar menu, Don. Trump wants everyone to think he's Michael Douglas in Wall Street, but he's really Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. You know, we thought we were getting the art of the deal, but we ended up with Fire Festival. And Trump's tax returns, they show his resorts have been as empty as his marriage. You know, Trump's resorts have been so empty that when you put your ear to them, you can hear the screams of all the women he's assaulted. It's like a conch shell. It's just like that. You know, some are saying that Ruth Bader Ginsburg's ghost cursed Trump and his team with COVID for violating her dying wish that he wait until after the election before naming her replacement, while the rest of us believe in science. You guys, I'm Brian Wool.
Woo!
Yeah, that's right, Brian.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yes. Hilarious.
That's right. That's right. That's how you start the Dot Bar Comedy Show. Good energy. And also we learned something. We learned that our president is broke. That's the trip, right? Like most people who become president and they money steps up. If I get to be president and I end up in debt, I'm gonna be so fucking mad at y'all. I'm gonna blame y'all for that shit. How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up and not fuck up a country? You can be president and fuck up your money, but you don't fuck up a country. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So that proves that financial intelligence doesn't help you run a country. See what we learned today. That's right. So don't go to school, kids. Just start a business. That's what we promoted the Dot Bar Comedy Show. Don't go to school and be a comedian. It's a great job. Great job. All righty, right. So you guys enjoy Brian? Give me a clap.
Yeah.
Clap, clap. Yeah, Brian. Whoa. And we got a lot of penis on the show tonight, I noticed.
You know.
A lot of dick. You feeling good, Carol?
I like it.
I can see that gleam in your eye. I see that gleam in your eye and whatnot. So we're going to keep it going with some more men and whatnot. We're going to go with another classic veteran. This guy is Mr. Cool. He keeps it smooth. He's calm as ever. Solo Dolo, enjoying the pandemic more than the pandemic is enjoying itself. Are you guys ready for this guy, Mr. Cool? He's kind of smooth. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Ooh,
Clap,
yeah.
clap, 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 clap for Ben. I love staying in. Rosie.
Hey.
Hey everyone, good to be here. Everyone's been opting out of social media lately, and it's really driving me crazy. It's really hard to find out if someone got divorced if they're not on Facebook. You know, people are always like, oh, it's a waste of time. It's an invasion of privacy. It's also a really easy way to find out who got fat. Like, can you imagine if you would do it the old fashioned way? Like you call someone up, hey, it's Ben from high school. I know we haven't talked in 20 years, but I was just wondering if you look like Chris Christie now. Okay, thanks, bye. Been a crazy year. We've had coronavirus, police brutality, Quibi. Now when I look at the story of the 10 plagues, I'm like, they got off easy. Like if someone came up to me today and said that we could get rid of all of our problems in exchange for the 10 plagues, I'd be like, bring on the frogs. Totally worth it. So people are starting to break all the rules just because they're getting sick of COVID. No one likes COVID. No one's sitting there going, I'm really enjoying this pandemic. Like, even the CEO of Zoom is like, fuck, when's this going to end? Like, my stock is good, but oh man, I miss real life. I actually got fired over Zoom. Is not what's supposed to happen.
What?
Yeah, I got invited to this 400-person Zoom, and then this anonymous voice was like, if you're on this Zoom, then you're fired.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I was like, if you're going to fire us on Zoom, turn your video on. Have some manners.
Yes.
It's really hard to find a new job right now. Everyone's like, why do you want to work here? And I'm like, I don't. I'm not passionate about anything. I just have to pay the bills. Leave me alone. Hollywood's a weird place. I've had a lot of strange job interviews. Like one time I was interviewing to work at a talent agency, and they were like, so you're an econ major. Who are some of your favorite economists? They're economists, not X-Men. Nobody has a favorite economist. Doesn't exist. So, like everyone else, I'm getting older. And you reach a certain point in your life when all of your successful friends abandon you, and you're just left with the losers. Like my dad's friend who became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, never hear from him. But his friend who attempted to murder his wife comes over for dinner all the time. Like, that's how much of a loser this guy is. He wasn't even successful at murdering his wife. Can't do anything. Speaking of murdering wives, I recently got engaged.
Hey.
Woo.
Thank you from the one person that recognized that was an accomplishment. My fiance said that we couldn't get engaged until I became a working writer or I proposed to her with a yellow lab puppy from a breeder in Sacramento that she found on Instagram. So now we have a yellow lab puppy from a breeder in Sacramento. Seemed like the easier way to go. I originally didn't want a puppy, but now she's my best friend. Like the other day, I told her, if you were on LinkedIn, I'd endorse you for retrieving. That's how much I like her. I'd make a fake profile on a job networking website, even though no one's hiring right now. I am supportive.
If nothing else.
Exactly. If nothing else. And there may be nothing else. There may be nothing else to me but support. But hey, what can you do? My fiance is a lot more successful than me. She gets up every morning at 6 a.m. I have to set an alarm so I don't sleep past noon. She's verified on Twitter. I can't remember my password. She's the vice president of a TV network. I qualify for food stamps. If there was a rom-com about her, I'd be the guy in the beginning that she breaks up with. And I'd still watch it. All right, I'll leave you guys with this. My fiance's parents are really rich. One time in the before era, I was over their house and I clogged the toilet and they're like, we'll just get a new one. Do you know how much money you have to be no plunger rich? Like now when I go to someone's house and I see a plunger, I'm like, they're not doing well. Definitely in the top 0.1%. All right, thanks everyone. I'm Mark Zuckerberg.
That's right. depth, insight, levels. That's what I'm talking about. And rich friends, yo, I got rich friends too. And rich friends will fuck your head up because you thought like you knew what rich people did. And you thought like, oh, well, rich people are like, you know, they live like kind of like other people. But no. Rich friends like stumble up to you at a party and they're just like, oh man, I just blew $100,000 and I don't know what I did with it. And you just look at them like, and your bills are still paid. Wait, you're not moving out tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? The car is still, you know what I mean? Like, wait, you still eat, so all the bills is paid, and still. So it's a wake up in the shocker for you. Another round of applause for Ben Rosen, everybody.
Hey.
That's right. So we're gonna soften it up. We're gonna bring some of the feminine fat in here. Now, I never said a last name before, but it reminds me of a great philosopher. So I'm sure we're about to get some real deep thought going on right here. So we're gonna have it go both kind of ways. Also, word on the street is this is a fitness lady, was in some sort of bodybuilding fitness competition. So impressive to say the least. Healthy lives matter. We know what I mean? We don't like to see. Because I tell you, yes, men, we will fuck a fat woman in a minute, right? In a minute. It's an easy target. It's like, come on. It's like throwing a nickel at a barn. I'm gonna hit this motherfucker, right? But the thing that we always regret is that walk to the bathroom. We're just looking at it like, damn, dog. Your mama raised you better than that, fam. Your mama raised you better than that. So that's one thing. I just said that's what it is. And the same thing, I'm sure it's the same for ladies too. I'm sure it's some big old dude that's like an IT tech guy that's really good at John Madden. He gets off huffing all over you. It slides off, you know, the sweat rolls off your chin as he goes to get the warm rag to wipe you down. I'm sure you're not proud of what's walking to the bath.
Mr. C, you're triggering my PTSD. Stop it.
Look, whatever you had to do for money is what you had to do. That was the old you.
Who said anything about money?
Down with a rag. That's a nice touch.
All that matters is on the inside.
Let's get ready for the comedian coming to the stage. Let's get it up. Okay, all right, we got everybody. You ready for this comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
For Joanne, Socrates.
Socrates, yes, just like the philosopher. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's so great to see everyone. I was like becoming like a one-on-one comic, mostly with my mom, which was great for my self-esteem. It's so funny. I remember as a kid, like I would get kicked out of class for making people laugh. And now I'm just like hoping that I don't get kicked out of places for making them not laugh. So that's interesting. I'm so happy to be here. Yes, my name is Joanne, just like the fabric store. Do you guys know the fabric store? Yeah, so I was driving down La Cienega and I see the big sign, Joanne Fabrics, and they have a new slogan. It's handmade happiness. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like masturbation. Definitely my slogan of 2020, that's for sure. But 2020 was off to such a great start, wasn't it? I mean, do you remember New Year's Eve? You remember that? Everybody was like, yeah, 2020 vision, yeah. Yeah, don't do that this year. Not that we can, since we have curfews now anyway. But you know what, though? Like, maybe it was their year for some people, right? Like Amazon or Zoom or like Charmin, right? I learned how to blow my nose and wipe my pee with one square of toilet paper. Honestly, like my vagina might have COVID, but who knows, right? All I know is that I'm single and I'm happy and I started drinking again. So cheers, guys, to that. I'm also from the East Coast. Anyone else? East Coast?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm from New Jersey, and I don't know about you guys, but when I first moved to California, I had a really tough time talking to people. Like everybody kept telling me I had a tone. I'm like, no, it's an accent. It's called Jersey. Hello. I'm also Greek, which, so I speak with passion, and which doesn't help my tone. You know this phrase, Greek style? Anyone? Greek style? It's not a tone, it's actually a sexual term. So a couple of guys back in Jersey, they would be like, oh, since you're Greek, do you like to do it Greek style? And I had no idea what they were talking about, right? So, and I wasn't going to ask them because they didn't look smart enough to know where the origin of this statement came from. So I Googled it, and not that I trust Google anymore, but it's anal sex. That's what Greek style is. It's anal sex. And it came from the Greek men. They started it. Like they did that shit. Literally.
That would make sense.
So the next time someone asks me if I like to do a Greek style, I'll make sure to introduce them to my cousin Stavros. Right? I swear, I learned so much during this quarantine. I really did. Like glory holes. Glory holes. I mean, Lord have mercy. Do you know that guys, you got like, I mean, maybe not all guys, but guys stick their dicks into like a random wooden hole in a fence somewhere, not knowing what's on the other side. I mean, that's scary to me. I mean, it's COVID friendly, but definitely scary, I mean, like literally, I can't even stick my hand inside the garbage disposal without being terrified. And I can't even imagine like right? Which reminds me of Lorena Bobbitt. You guys remember Lorena Bobbitt?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you don't, in 1993, Lorena Bobbitt cut off her husband's penis and threw it in the garbage disposal. All because she wouldn't do it Greek style.
Wow.
Damn Greeks.
Is that why?
Yeah. Can you imagine though if there was like this very like sick like horror film, and this is my sick mind, and Lorena Bobbitt is like behind the glory hole with a garbage disposal, and like guys are just
Ouch.
right now, you know why I'm single. I have these thoughts. But I stopped dating this year, which was pretty easy and also good for my self-esteem. But the guys these days, they think like, I mean, they got one girl over here, and then, they have this other girl over there that just sucks his dick. And then there's like another girl they take on vacation. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You guys think you're on The Bachelor? Like, seriously, is monogamy dead? Is it? It has to be. I don't know.
I think so.
These guys can't play with the spiritual girls, right? Our intuition is so good that you can smell a ghost 6 feet away. And we all know how far that is by now, don't we? Which is not very far. But, yeah, and it goes to like the whole ghosting thing. How about like grow some balls and communicate? How about that? So yes, I stopped dating. And it's not because I don't like men, which it very much sounds like it, or the coronavirus. Okay, maybe it is a little bit of both, but I think that's my you guys. Thank you so much. I was gonna go on to a whole beard thing that was gonna probably take another 10 minutes though. And I didn't want to insult Brian on our first meeting. Brian.
So round of applause for the Beach from the East, Joanne Socrates. Right, that's right. Okay, East Coast represent. I'm a Philly dude, so I love that and whatnot. Jersey represent and whatnot. And she mentioned the whole Greek thing, Greek style, taking that back door and whatnot. And I actually found out some shit by mistake because, the movie 300 came out right back in the day. So you all hype. Leonidas, whoa, give me over Sparta. You all hype, right? all this man shit, 300 dudes fighting. You know, actually it was like Hannibal and all the Africans they was fighting, so I should have been offended. But we'll get past that. So I got excited. So I decided to do research because I'm a nerd, right? I investigate everything. So I look up the Spartans and see the whole war thing and see what it's about. So you know how Leonidas, he sends his son off with his homeboy to get trained on how to be a warrior, right? Well, I looked up the whole story of that. The story of the Spartan, who actually made fun of the other guys that were like the Greek dudes that was clowning, right? The actual story is what they do is when that boy goes out with the man, they keep him with them out in the woods for several months, and they teach him something called manly love, where they actually make love to the boy and whatnot while they're out there.
What?
And it's to teach him to fight for his fellow man as he would fight for someone he loves.
Fight for the
So they
partner.
do that-
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
this is
I read
part-
that same shit.
Yeah, and they do that. They fought it. They bring them back, but then when they bring them back to the community, they stick them in the bed with a girl, and they cut her hair really low because he used to be in the bed with boys, so he can get acclimated back to dealing with women. So it's actually really deep and another educational moment.
So are they sticking it in her ass though, or are they trying for the?
Well,
vagina?
I'm sure that first night is a rough one, if you get what I'm saying.
Literally. Hey, there's a lot of lube.
Just get a glory hole and you'll be fine.
Good. So that's it. So it's educational
This
moment that we
is
learned from
sodomy.
Right. Good. So another round of applause for Joanne Socrates, everybody. That's right. That's right. Woo. All right.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
Yeah.
Dudes right here. Oh yeah, next gentleman coming to the stage and whatnot. I like his name because his name says yes, and it's kind of cool and whatnot, real smooth. It sounds like the kind of name that a teacher will just come in a room and just like, Yesner. Yesner. It's Yesner here. Yeah, Yesner. Yesner. Kid never fucking answers. I doubt he passed a single fucking class. But this guy's got to be super talented because he came to check out the show. He was going to be on before, and I'm glad he came back to check us out. He's Mr. Cool and Mr. Political. Let's give a round of applause. Give me a clap, 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 clap for Adam Yesner.
Thanks, Mr. C. How's it going, everybody? Nice. I was like, I was watching. I hate like my teeth this whole time. I don't know what's going on. This is what always happens to me, like with technology. Like when I tried to put the bar backdrop in reverse, like I am like the biggest like technophobe, and everyone was always like, "Oh, you just press this," and then I do it, and then something goes wrong, and they go, "Oh, I've never seen it do that before," and that's just always like what happens to me. Like one thing I started doing, I always used to avoid buying things online because like I don't know, I just never liked like use my credit card online a lot, and then now that the pandemic happened, like you can't go shopping anymore, so I started like buying stuff online regularly. And I noticed like whenever I buy something online, it always gives me one of these "Are you a robot?" tests, and it always asks me it always says choose the pictures that have traffic lights, choose the pictures that have buses, or choose the pictures that have stop signs. So like I have no idea how we're supposed to trust self-driving cars now that I know the three things robots cannot identify are traffic lights, buses, and stop signs. Like, how is that the robot test? Do you think the robot test would be like, choose the pictures that show irony, sadness, and love? Instead, it's like a DMV exam. It's like, choose the pictures that show blind pedestrians. Robots can't see those. But I'm glad like some things are starting to get back to normal. Like I was glad that college football started up again. Is anyone else a college football fan here? Anyone? Like I love college football. The only thing I've never been able to figure out though is like how is Army not the best college football team? Like there's just a bunch of like school students playing football against each other. And then for some reason one of the teams is the United States Army, the most elite fighting force on the planet, and they're not that good. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like how do you defeat Nazi Germany, Soviet Russia, and the Islamic State in Syria, then lose to Western Kentucky? And they've also lost to the Warriors, the Spartans, and the Trojans, which means other teams named themselves after armies, then beat the army. And I was like, it must be weird for the team playing the army because like everything before the game like celebrates the army. Like first jets fly over the stadium and honor the army. Then everyone sings the national anthem in honor of the Army. And then the announcer's like, will everyone please stand and clap for the man in seat 32B? He was in the Army. Then they're like, all right, now let's humiliate the Army. Let's beat them 54-12. The only branch of the military with a decent football team is the Air Force, but they only have a ground game. Like, they can't pass the ball. But I've been watching the news a lot. Do you guys worry about fake news at all? Like, everybody's concerned about fake news nowadays, which I think is weird because they're trying to like censor it and fact check it. But like, fake news has been around forever, and no one in America ever tried to like fact check it or censor it before. Like, when I was growing up, there was a newspaper called the Weekly World News. And when you went to the store, they would just put it right there on the shelf next to the real newspaper. It'd be like New York Times, Reagan meets Gorbachev, USA Today, Space Shuttle Challenger explodes, Weekly World News, Dracula's skull found in 7-Eleven parking lot. And you just stand there staring at it, trying to figure out whether that was real or not. Because you'd be like, well, it sounds fake, but there it is next to the Challenger exploding. So then you'd like look for like other stories on the cover for like clues, and it'd be like Michael Jackson caught in threesome with Sasquatch. And you'd be like, well, that sounds plausible. Like, that sounds like something he'd do. So then you go ahead and you'd like read the article to see if it was fake or not. But it wasn't like The Onion. Like, there were no like jokes or anything. It was just 3 well-researched pages about Michael Jackson having a threesome with Sasquatch. Like, to this day, I don't know whether those stories were real or not. Because they also had photos. Like, no one had Photoshop back then, but somehow they had 50 photos of Bat Boy. Like, I don't know where those came from. But at least like back then, you know, I like that the fake news back then was like exciting. It wasn't like the boring fake news today, like Biden winning the election. I'll try one pro-Trump joke tonight. I just hope like whatever happens, I hope the economy recovers, you know, because like everybody's worried about the economy right now. They worry where they stand economically after this pandemic. But I figured out a perfect way to tell where you stand economically. It all depends on how you feel about Red Lobster. Like, if you think Red Lobster is a fancy restaurant, you are not doing well economically. Because Red Lobster is not a fancy restaurant. It's Applebee's plus lobster. They're like, the thing they're most famous for is their Cheddar Bay biscuits, which is weird because if you serve lobster, but you're more famous for the free bread you left on the table, you're not making the lobster correctly.
Okay, that's good.
I've been trying to get out, like take some like road trips and stuff during the pandemic to get out and about, you know, and travel by myself. I went out to Joshua Tree, which I always like. It's beautiful out there. But the one thing everyone always says, they always go, oh, you got to go to Joshua Tree to do mushrooms. They're always like, oh, Joshua Tree is beautiful on mushrooms, which I never understood because, like, you know what else is beautiful on mushrooms? Your garage. You can be like, oh, you have to go to my garage. It's beautiful this time of year on mushrooms. That's not Joshua Tree doing the heavy lifting. That's the mushrooms. So I did actually go back to Pennsylvania to visit a friend of mine who just became a father during the pandemic. And I'm an East Coaster. You said you're from Philly. I'm from Allentown. A friend of mine just became a father. And like, he pretends that he likes fatherhood, but I can tell he's sick of it just by the way he talks about the baby. Like he goes, oh, it's great. She's so cute, but she wakes up at 3 a.m. every night to feed. I was like, nothing that you love feeds. Like ticks and vampires and parasites feed. Things that suck the life out of you. Like no one talks that way about something they love. Nobody says that about something that nobody's ever like, oh, me and my wife just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. I took her to Red Lobster so she could feed. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
You got Kelly Lee Williams laughing.
That shit was cool. That shit was cold. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. Great job, great job. Way to lay it down, man. Way to lay it down. Yes, Yesner. That's a line right there. Yes, Yesner. The see-through king, man. Don't you worry about the technology, man. Technology hates you. That means you're a good person.
That's good to know. I'll tell myself that.
That's right. And you from the East Coast? You from Allentown? You from
Yep.
From the crib.
My brother lives in Philly. He's a teacher there.
Nice. We're like the Holy Trinity in here. Me, you, Joanne.
I feel like at this point I should reveal that I'm also from New Jersey.
Oh, conspiracy. Are we all Russian?
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
I can hear it in
Привет.
your voice.
Just one from Ukraine.
That's nice. So once again, another great job, Adam Yesner. Everybody, round of applause for Adam Yesner. I'm gonna spin right into our next comedian. This next comedian coming to the stage. He got 3 names, so that means he is 3 times dope. It's the KLW, and I like it because it reminds me of like old rap song, like KLW is feeling the best. All the girls let them touch their breasts. I like it, man. It's ill, yo. So you gotta get ready. Can I get a clap for KL Kelly Lee Williams.
My name is Catalina. Let me pick up in a little to try to follow me because I'm a mystery in the riddle. Can we talk a little bit because you're looking kind of fine? Get a chair and let me say this explain to you the bottom line. When I'm hitting on that kid, no mistaken body, I can go sweat your body, but I'm going to make it a little better because you're going to this rolling, as it's going, face is growing. When I kind of do everything appreciation, you'll be showing. I'm not your ordinary shapes and sizes. They may vary. Kelly Lee knows what to do when it comes to loving you. Couldn't resist, dog, because you just said winning that rap thing. Okay.
Nice.
All right. I'm Kelly Lee Williams, and I am here in my living room, and it is a beautiful thing to be on this thing called Dive Bar Comedy. And we're talking marriage and talking kids and talking this stuff. I mean, myself, I have 6 kids, and those 6 have blessed me with 5 grandkids. And after 20 years of kids and grandkids, it's just come to my heart and my mind. I fucking hate kids. I can't stand those little sons of bitches. I wanna chop them up and feed them to the poor. I mean, I can't stand fucking kids. I mean, every time my kids bring their kids around, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And they try to sneak out and go to the store, start to leave the little bastards there. I'm like, no, you better come. Hey, you better come and get this little, get him. Hey. You better get that little mama out of my house. Don't you try to leave him here. I did that with my grandmama. You ain't doing that shit with me. And after you toss the first one, then the rest usually learn. But sometimes you gotta toss 2 or 3 grandchildren in order to get the point across. And as I miss those times, catapulting children, I love weed and white women, and sometimes then they get together, just mess your life up, because there was a time about for 10 or 11 years that I had high blood pressure. I thought I had shingles, thought I had my blood was turning like black, and I just realized, and then all of a sudden I realized I was just married, so I just decided to go get that divorce and say, boom. Can't you see a brand new day? It was a beautiful thing. Yeah, that was my second marriage. And you know what? After I did that, I got married a 3rd time. And when I got married a 3rd time, I did something that I really should have did when I was married the 2nd time. I stopped dating. And because when you stop dating, it really makes the wife feel a little bit more comfortable about the relationship. I didn't really realize that because my dad was dating when he was married. So I'm like, if Pops can do it, but apparently that you don't do that. You can't get away with that. But and all the wives blessed me with kids, and 6 kids: Kelly, Jamal, Jordan, Jerry, Mary, and Lexi. 4 of them teenage boys. Do you know what the room of 4 teenage boys smells like? It smells like lotion. And shame. Just like my room does right now. having to go into that room in order to get anything and having to maneuver around the little goo-filled socks. It was like stepping around little woolly Twinkies all over the floor when I had to go get the porn that I made. I didn't say I was father of the year. I just made, it was too many kids. I made them a video of me and the wife. I showed them the titties and how to them what to do with them, and then said, "The bush is up to you." But thank you guys. I really had a lot of fun and appreciate y'all being here. Being here with y'all, because that means I'm not in prison and I'm not dead yet. So hey, that's what's up. I'm Kelly Lee Williams. Go to blackmagicbus.com. Check out my shit, and I'm going to be we're going to be doing shows this Saturday. Go to Pan Pacific Park. It's 3 p.m. at in Los Angeles. At 8 o'clock is Fry's Electronics. It's open mic of the all open mics outside, social distancing in the cars and shit. And Carol knows the host. We could be doing that. So later, y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right, Kelly D. Williams. That's right. That parental love. I know why I wear condoms so much.
That's a smart man.
Thank you, sir. Guys like you to lead us to the promised land. You like Moses, sir. Like Moses. All right. So we're gonna keep it rolling. We got one more comedian come to the stage. He's actually one of our veterans of the game, and I like his name. He's actually got a couple of different accents going on. He sounds like a French Ruski. I don't know what it is. I think he might be Armenian technically, because it is. You never know. But this guy right here is surely talented. Surely got a lot to tell us all about. He's got blonde locks, looking beautiful like a buxom blonde. I think he might be hiding some big boobs in comedy. So let's get it ready. Give me a clap, 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 clap for Vic. Make it quick, Milburn.
Oh, hello, Glendale. Hello, Glendale. But I'm not Armenian. I came from Ukraine. And when I came from Ukraine, people thought Ukraine is just a company, like U-Haul, rents cranes. So I had to explain. So anyway, the reason for leaving Ukraine was very simple. It was all about my nose. It was too big for Ukraine. The nose is Jewish. They prefer smaller noses. Meaning they're anti-Semitic. So I left. So my name is Vic. It's a nice name, but I'm not a victim. My middle name isn't Tim. I'm very intelligent, as you can tell, because I came from good old genes. They just never rip. And I have a master's degree in broken English. When I came to America, I encountered a lot of xenophobia. I never understood why people are so afraid of Xena, the warrior princess. I think it was all jealousy, but I just don't know what they were jealous of. I've been told nobody will ever marry me because I have student loans. I'm a liability. But I'm getting very spiritual because financial didn't work out. And I want to ask God to forgive my student loans because it's the only student loans forgiveness program that's currently available. And I want to do it right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have student loans. Please forgive me. Amen. My brother, on the other hand, he's super educated. He's a scientist. And he said that he also does modeling. I'm like, wow. we have at least one good-looking person in the family. And turned out he does computer modeling. So I went to a polling place with my brother a few weeks ago. It's not a striptease bar. It's actually where people vote. So I'm waiting for my brother to come out. And the polling worker was like, "Are you waiting for your husband?"
Yeah.
That's my brother. That's my brother. We don't look alike. You know, we are very different, but there is one thing we like very much. That's women's clothing.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we think it's just better quality, you know. That's all. That's all. I'm not gonna go there. When I was growing up, it's interesting. My father had a personality of a firecracker, which kind of benefited me because fireworks. But sometimes I thought he had a personality of a bomb. He was blowing up a lot on me. So that makes me a total wreck. So yeah, well, 2020 is kind of difficult because I moved from LA to the East Coast. I know I thought 2020 would be like a year of endless parties, like 1920, like the Great Gatsby time. Well, I was kind of right about that because it's a masquerade. I actually went to masquerade for New Year's Eve in LA, and who knew that the masquerade would last the whole year? You know, do you remember the time there was no toilet paper, and everybody was panicking? When I lived in Ukraine, we didn't have any toilet paper and we didn't have any food because they figured out if you don't eat, you don't poop. So anyway, I eat a lot of oatmeal. I want to share just that. And if everyone ate so much oatmeal, there would be no oatmeal. So are you enjoying 2020? Because I hear restaurants are closing down for good. Coffee shops are closing down for good. Comedy clubs are closing down for good. It's just for good. I mean, why is it for good? It's bad. It should be for bad. It sounds strange. I heard in 2020 bad is the new good. Well, an interesting thing, a doctor told me that COVID-19 is no longer COVID-19, it's COVID-20 because the virus mutated. Exactly, yeah. People are agreeing. It doesn't want to kill us anymore, at least not intentionally. It wants to live in us and prosper and love us, you know? So, yeah, just get excited, you know, because soon Hollywood will make a movie about a romance between the virus and a human. It's going to be a blockbuster. Remember that movie about romance between a human and a lizard, and it's like something, something with the water, and it made a big splash. Crazy. It's Hollywood. You know. Yeah, I had a nice summer. Did you have a nice summer? Wonderful summer. Yeah, I stayed home and I was chasing mice. I was becoming a cat. Mice are tough to get rid of. You know, they survived the nuclear winter. But I was fierce. When mice saw me, they were like, "Oh, there he goes. Watch out, mice, he'll crush you down. Oh, there he goes. He's a mice killer. Down at night." They were running away. I was also killing ants, so I'm an ant killer too. Well, I'll tell you one thing because I miss LA. One thing because I miss LA so much. I left behind a cousin in LA, And she called me up and she was crying. She said her boyfriend snores like it's an earthquake. And I felt bad for her because it's LA. You never know, right? So I said to her, tell him this, honey, this is 2020. We need to socially distance. You'll get it. All right, and pleasure being here.
All right.
Yeah. That's right.
You.
Right. Now is our final comedian coming to the stage. Round of applause for all the comedians, yeah, for the Dialogue Comedy Show and whatnot. Righty. So we're gonna wrap it up and whatnot. I'm gonna do a just quick song because I'm always experimenting with my live performances online with music and stuff just to see how I can get it right. I'm gonna run through all the names, then Wild Joe's gonna take us on home. Let's do a quickie.
Working hard, bitch. Steady and keep out some raw hard work, bitch. Nigga break jumping wide to a higher gear. Black Wall Scott sitting here. Super nigga that we always coming with the spinning. Bill copyright, always copy over the film. Those drops, burn the house down. Can't remember shit with the 9/11 sound. Can you feel it? Tell my ass, get the rest, yeah. Reparation time, work the best, huh? Keep the stomach all in your chest, man. I can't breathe. Marching on till they can't leave. Bringing on for each other then. Living rock star life, living heavy sense. Living to another world, living on the toxic end. Get it in. Many versions of the hot scent. Just for your whole sticks on your skin. Split flapping in the breeze, heavy wind. Did you really get a hike up the heavy shit? Turn it out, bitch.
You gon' see me married to the money like a boss, like a beast. Talk to him like.
SCLES, get about perfection. Thought holes open, sneakers on protection. Drink flows lovely, thugs drink puppy. This flows lovely, is that ass fat? Then she fucking trusted, God me exact. Real talk, by real fucking niggas. Weak hearted men kill niggas. We too busy getting dirty like the nigga building. Huh? With the bitches in the water chilling. It's party time, it's the nigga rhyme. Yo, we time to make it up and kill it. Burn it up because we got the people that can feel it. It's Malibu, shit is how we do. Get a million never come for a second bar. From a bitch, what's good?
Dialogue Comedy. All right. So let's keep that hand going. For all the comedians that did come through again, once again, clap for Brian Wall, my man Ben Roser, Joanne Socrates, Adam Yasna, the KLW Kelly Lee Williams, and last but not least, Vic Milberg. Take it away, Wild Joe. Skip bags.
Wow. Mr. C, that butt of yours brought back memories of George Michael in the Faith video, shaking his butt. Hopefully, you don't end up in any random park glory hole because you don't know what might be on the other side.
I don't know. It is a pandemic.
Oh my God. It's been so much fun with all of you guys. I hope you guys all come back on the show soon. And thanks to everyone who is watching. I have a feeding coming up from my vampire, so I'm gonna have to go. But tune in every Tuesday night. If you miss us, you can catch the replay. Oh, mama. And we are up. The replays stay up forever. So wherever you listen to podcasts, just search the words Dive Bar Comedy. and you will find us. I'm Wild Joe. Thank you to all of our comics and to all of our viewers. Have a good one.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Don't let it